Hello and welcome to Guitar of the Day. So, a little history on the Westone brand. Westone were a factory that were established in Nagano in Japan in 1951. They were essentially a woodworking company and built cabinets and other such woodworking things. They were also contracted by Singer sewing machines to make their products. So Singer, if you didn't know, were the top sewing machines of the day back in the 70s and 80s, and I remember them very well. So they had the worldwide contract to build them. So that brought in a lot of money. They started building violins and guitars in 1963. They started building for other brands such as Epiphone, Aria, Greco, Ibanez, and many others. And these were all very high quality instruments. And they had built up quite a reputation at Matsumoku for making fine instruments. But Westone was their in-house brand. They started making those in the late 70s, early 80s. As well as being their in-house brand, they were also very, very fine guitars and basses, equally as good as the ones they were making for the other brands. But the fact that it was their in-house brand meant that they could lower the price point. A little bit like Colt today, where they make for lots of other brands, but they have their own good guitars, which are equally as good as those other brands, but they usually are at a lower price point because of the difference in labour factors. Now, Matsumoku were also very famous for importing the top woods of the day, and they had a direct contract in Canada to bring in very high quality woods. So these Westone guitars are very sought after today. The Matsumoku Factory stopped production and closed down in 1987. That was the end of the Westone brand, as it were. If you find a Westone guitar or bass up until 1986, checking on the serial, the first number on the serial will denote the year that it was made. If you get one of those guitars, you will have an extremely good guitar or bass, I can guarantee you that. So that's a little bit of history on the Westone brand. So this is the Westone Thunder One bass guitar. It is their equivalent of a Fender Precision Bass. So let's have a quick look, and we've got input jack, brass saddles and plate, brass knobs here, 1 and 2. Okay, so 2 brass knobs, volume and tone. The pickups are fantastic on this bass. Just look at the wood. It's such a sensational instrument, this. Turn around, same on the back. We have a recess for the stomach. We have a silver plate denoting that it's a Westone bass guitar made at the Matsumoku Factory in Japan. 3-piece neck, okay? And the reason we know that it's made in 1984 is because the serial tells us that. The first number is the number of the year it was made in. So this is 84. The tuners are great. Lovely headstock. Graphite nuts. Some of them have brass nuts. This is a graphite nut. Fretboard is rosewood. Lovely frets, great feel, great fitting neck. This is a real instrument. I would highly suggest, if you have the opportunity to purchase one or any Westone guitar or bass up until 1986, remember the first number is the year that the guitar or bass was made, I would bite their hand off to get one, because these are, in my opinion, some of the very best instruments that have been made. I'm putting my neck on the line there by saying that, but I truly believe that. These really are very, very fine instruments. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a listen to how they sound. So let's go and check it out. Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at the chain that I'm using in this video. So I'm going from my Westone Thunder 1 bass guitar, and that is then going into my Boss T3 tuner, and I'm using that for the JFET circuitry in it. After that, I'm going into my Focusrite interface and then into Reaper, and then I'm using the Neural DSP Dark Glass amp simulation as my bass amp. If you're enjoying watching this video, please consider smashing that like button and subscribing to my channel so that I can keep on bringing this free content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Sabs out.